good? What's good? What's good? Alright, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right, what's up, everyone? Type in the chat if you guys can hear me good. What's good, everyone? Welcome. Second session of the day. Super excited to have you guys all here. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications because there's going to be a lot of notifications daily and throughout the week. You're not going to want to miss any sessions. We went over some key information this morning. Guys can hear me good. Want to make sure the sound's good, screen's good. Awesome. So like I said, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's a Discord link in the chat. If you haven't joined already, there's a community Discord where I'll be sharing daily market updates, trade ideas, basically exclusive insights and market strategies, mindset tips, and a lot of other information and resources free to the world and community. The link's in the chat if you want to join. But these sessions will be daily here on YouTube. And what you can expect from these sessions, guys, if you're new, live gold, crypto analysis. We'll go over the key levels, market structure, and potential setups on these sessions. Real-time trade ideas, real-time analysis. I'll basically walk you through what I'm watching in the markets every day of the week. And then also mindset, discipline, and tips, education throughout the sessions, because trading isn't just about the charts. It's about really keeping your emotions and your mindset in check. I've been trading now for 10 years, and it took me 4 years to really learn that. So there's a lot of things you got to learn in trading on really what not to do. Once you really know what not to do in the market, you'll know more of what to do, how to position yourself more correctly. When you understand more of the mindset and discipline, okay, what things I should avoid, what I shouldn't do, what mistakes I shouldn't make. You go through that process as a trader, you go through those types of experiences, right? So it's important to understand that side of things too. We obviously want to learn what the best strategy is. I know hundreds of strategies, but I only focus on like 3. I know many strategies, but I only focus on a few because less is more. It's not about knowing the most strategies, knowing everything in the market. It's about really creating a plan and having your mindset and discipline correct and right. So on these sessions, we're going to be going over that. When will I trade live? Well, that could honestly be any session. Like, depends on what the market's doing, but mainly 7 a.m. Eastern time. What broker am I using? I'll put that in the chat or in the Discord later. It's doesn't work for USA. It's outside of USA. Quick withdrawals, crypto, but doesn't work in the USA. I'll put it in Discord later. Someone said I should make a Discord chat. I'll do that tonight. Later tonight I'll do that. I know, yeah, that's a good, yeah, for sure. This morning, we went over some key things. So let's get the screen going. We got some good updates to go over. This is a good session because it's 8:30. So it's Tokyo session, Sydney, Tokyo. So it's not a high volume session. It's a good session for maybe like scalping little small moves. Like, you're not going to get big moves right now. The time, someone asked a good question, when will you be trading live? Well, my goal is to get these sessions starting, see what the best times are, see when people join the most, right? 7 a.m. is going to be a good time. We had like 800 people on this morning session. So 7 a.m., I know that's always going to be a good time. There's going to be other times you'll see me pop up here depending on what the market's doing. Like, I'll probably eventually be going live later on. Maybe next month, change the schedule up a bit at like 12 a.m. Eastern time, 1 a.m. Eastern time. Probably eventually I'll probably in the Discord, I'll end up doing like extra sessions. You'll see like YouTube, I'll keep the schedule for what it is on YouTube. But in that Discord, you'll probably see me do pop-up sessions like, yo guys, hop on, market looks good right now. Because like it depends on the market too, and like I just go to the market at the same times every day. So was anybody on this morning's stream? Type in the chat if you're on this morning's stream. Like this morning, I went over some stuff on gold. That's the time I always go on the charts. At our first stream today, this morning, there was like 800 people that came on. That's the time I'm always gonna go live on YouTube. But eventually, like in the Discord, for instance, I wouldn't mind going live at different times if the market's setting up, because on that session, I was talking about blueprint number 1, pre-London Tokyo session. Was anybody on that session? Type in the chat. Let me see the chat. Was anybody on that session this morning? There's a lot. I know, because I've been doing this for 10 years and I've taught. I was an educator. I've learned lots of strategies. I've taught many traders, right? So I know a lot of strategies. I know every technique. When you're in the game for 10 years, you know, you come across a lot of information. I've watched so many videos, read so many books. I have all this information, but what I use to make money is pieces of it, right? I know a lot, so every trader is different, and the amount of information I know could help every one of you differently. Some of you guys might like some of this. Some of you guys might like this strategy or different techniques. So you have to ask questions, because the more questions you guys ask, like the more things I like, because I know so much. There's so much things I know that I don't even know that I know, because I just focus on my main blueprints for gold. But because I've been doing this for 10 years, the amount of strategies I know are a lot. Who was on this morning? Caught the sells to buys. You saw that, right? I think we went over gold this morning. I broke down gold this morning. I said 2675 is a key zone to watch. We have a fire video about to be uploaded too, guys. I want you guys to all watch this video that's about to be uploaded after this session, because tomorrow's NFP. So I'm uploading a special video. I was going to upload it next week, but since tomorrow's NFP, I want to give you guys kind of like something beforehand. Tomorrow's NFP, literally in like 10 minutes, I'm going to upload a video. It's better than my most viewed video. So it's part 2. This video has 10,000 views. Part 2 is being dropped tonight before NFP. Trust me, you're going to want to watch that video. If you haven't seen this video, or if you did see this video, this is my most viewed video. I'm dropping a second one tonight, before NFP tomorrow. You should watch that video when it's dropped later on tonight, like in probably like 30 minutes when we're done the stream, because it'll give you an idea of maybe how to approach NFP tomorrow. We're going to be live for NFP tomorrow on the stream. Tomorrow's a big major day in the market. Probably going to take it patient and give you guys, again, a training tomorrow on what to expect with NFP. We'll be live an hour. We'll be live 90 minutes before. We'll be live 7 a.m. Tomorrow NFP is 8:30. We'll be live at 7 a.m. But if you saw today, we talked about gold this morning, 2675. Key level to watch. Currently testing 2675 area. And what I thought, and because I like to use the quarters on gold, every $25 works good as a support and resistance level on gold. So I was expecting, and I ran it down this morning, right? If you're on, quick little recap. Oops. The market, if you look at gold this week, it's traded pretty similar. And like I went over on the session this morning, the last 4 days in a row. So I know gold because I've spent years watching it every single day. Years. Think about, for like 10 years, I've been on the charts every single day. And then for like the last 5 years, I've done probably like 2-3 webinars a day. So I've had so much hours on the chart visually watching this thing, and all I really trade is gold. So I understand a lot of price and time. Something like this chart's a really good example what we ran down this week, because the market made the same moves around the same time. We were talking about these retracements this week. So when you look at gold, right, this week, the week pretty much starts down here. Let's mark it. If you go down here, you got Monday down here. We can see now we're going into Friday, right? We're going to be pushing into Friday soon. Now you see these retracements. This, 1, 2. We went over this morning, right? 3. See 3 retracements there that happened. And then we actually got one more steady this morning because there wasn't high impact news this morning. The market was a bit more gradual this morning, steady. We see 4 drops on gold. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So a word I like to use, a term you'll hear me say is recovery. And someone in the chat wrote that they caught the sells to buys today. So sells turn into buys. Yeah, I'll be sharing my trades in Discord, markups, ideas, chart analysis, just like today. Like, look at today's analysis I wrote up. I'll be sharing everything in there and on here. For instance, this morning, we're talking about the 2675 area. Bearish scenario, a rejection here could bring price down toward 2660 area. Possibly test the demand. So I'll be putting all my charts, my updates, my analysis, and then even trade signals in here. So this is from this morning. And I'll have like a detailed description, of what I'm looking at as well every day. So that's why I'd say I would turn your notifications on so you don't really miss anything. You'll get used to seeing like how I do it. But that was from this morning. Like, we were on live this morning. So I was live talking about this, and then I updated you guys also. I was live talking about this morning, that I'm expecting a retracement in New York session because of what happened the last 3 days on price, right? When you look at gold and you go to price the last 3 days, well, what do you see? You see these 3 big drops now. Yes, we can see the 3 big drops, but how and when do they happen? How do they happen and when do they happen? Get a sense of timing, right? Those 3 big drops, they happen around the same time, right? They're happening going into New York session, going into that New York session. If you're new to the streams, eventually you'll see why I go live at 7 a.m. here and why I have the schedule I have. More frequent. Discord's just a quicker place that anytime, anywhere, I can just post anything. I'll probably be way more frequent in here. Like, if you've already been in the Discord, you see we're just getting started. So you'll see like a lot of different stuff in there. News updates. I got some news to talk about in like a bit here. Do you trade other than gold? Some currency pairs. I'll trade currency pairs mainly on the daily time frame, daily and 4 hour. But gold I'll scalp on smaller time frames. So the key thing, like if you go back to this morning session, we were talking about possible retracements, right? And when we look back at the last 3 days, we can see 3 big retracements that happen relatively around the same time. We call it timing windows. We call it like a time window, right? We know the market kind of takes off around this time. It's like a departure time. If you ever fly planes a lot, you know the departure time is usually never the departure time. It's around a window, a time window, right? The landing time, it's around this time. It's around an area of time, a window we like to call it of time, where the market usually does what it does. It will operate and have a behavior typically how it does on days. That's like the market. The great thing about the market is how we have the weeks and we have the days in the weeks that we can study and get familiar with different price behaviors around certain time windows. So that's why this morning I was talking about one of the blueprints. And on further sessions, like next week, we got a whole, like tomorrow we only have 1 session, but we have all next week, right? Tomorrow there's just 1 session, but then all next week. So if you're new, what I would do is watch my videos, kind of catch up on some things you might have missed if you're new here. There's a lot of videos I'm going to be bumping out in the next month. those three retracements all pretty much, they happen going into New York session. Not all at the same time exactly, but relatively around the same hours. New York open, like today, the market started dropping at like 9 o'clock, going into like, I'd say like 9:30, 10 o'clock. It really started dropping today, right? There was a big drop, and then it pulled back. It tested 2675 there. Couldn't break it. It ended up holding that for the morning, coming down to that zone that I had marked, right? Coming down to the area I was saying this morning. I could see price doing a retracement at some time this morning, right? Like we did the last couple of days. Around the same time. Earlier, usually earlier than later, like you see 11 a.m. I think that was because we had like FOMC meeting minutes in the afternoon that day. You see this drop happen later. A little later than usual, 11:30. But you could see the same characteristic 3 days in a row, right? Price sells to buy in this uptrend. If you look at market structure, right? So market structure is basically the skeleton of your charts, right? Understanding the dynamic of whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. It's the waves, right? Of the pushes and the throughs, right? Going through a high. When you have a push and you make a peak and you go through it. Often when you're in an uptrend, and you, especially something like gold, you could have a fast sell-off, right, into your uptrending structure, and then that just creates what I like to say, a recovery. Remember that term. Remember that word, recovery. You'll hear me say that with crypto a lot. I like to say that with crypto a lot. So recovery. We could see gold literally following like an uptrend structure just this week, right? When you look at the market and you go down, right? And you look at those retracements we're getting, right? Those pushes down, going up, push down, going up, pushing down, going up. Those retracements are continuing the uptrend that we're in. Another key thing, so I said it's about how and when it happens, right? We could see this week, now look at where price made a nice move already. Now this is a normal price action to see right now. It's like, so what I think gold will push up in London session tonight, possibly. So see this retracement here? So often, when you get one of these moves, when you get a big fast retracement down, you can get the first recovery. And then it can hold that recovery. Oftentimes come retest the low and then spring up. Something like this. Let's say we're in an uptrend and it's like this. So when you're in an uptrending structure and you come and you make that higher high and you come down, you get that spring, that recovery. But it doesn't hold because of times of the day. Sometimes the times of the day matters. Now we're in low volume. So in London session, you have to watch. There's going to be probably like manipulation, right? It looks like a bull flag right now. You'd want to spike down for a buy up, or this to break up, pull back, continue. Like there's going to be volume that comes into London for this. We can see price right now. It's making a bull flag. It would be nice if it manipulated out of that and then went up. Maybe that can happen. If you're holding here, you could maybe get this move first, up, spring back, continuation. But it's setting up to try to go up right now. It is setting up to try to keep pushing. So if like for instance, if you look at this retracement here, you have a fast drop. See, it recovers, but then it gets into that slow time, but continues. If you look at, say, this retracement here, you have that fast retracement, recovery, springs back, holds it, but then continues. If we go to this retracement here, boom, first recovery, So it goes down, first recovery, and then it consolidates, but continues. So it's looking like it wants to continue up more. Current chart, to say the least. Let me check the chat. I'll answer some more questions here. This time is the best. This time is good for like kind of scalping, looking ahead of like pre-London, Tokyo. You won't get the biggest moves in these hours, because you can look at the market and you can see it's building up, and especially being tomorrow NFP, we'll definitely get a better view of like the market ahead of NFP. Tomorrow we have a session. To me, chart looks more bullish. Like it's still holding kind of what we went over pretty much this morning. Like this morning we want a price to come down, maybe test 2660 area to spring up, right? That could still be holding overall. Tomorrow, major news, NFP. The video I'm about to drop is gonna go over that. It's like a 12-minute video. It's really, really good. You're gonna want to watch it. Drop some likes, put some likes in the chat if you guys are getting value from this session so far. Put some drop some likes on this session if you guys are getting value so far. Any more questions, type in the chat. Let me see. What's the NFP play? Bought at 2665. DC buys 2665. I wouldn't want to buy it here because it's just I know gold could just flush out, and then yeah, that's where I'd, because then that would be like Tokyo, like grabbing liquidity from Tokyo, manipulation, stop losses hit, boom. That would be a good setup around 2665, 2662.5, like this area here. Especially if it gives the flush down really quickly going into London. Like if going into London session we get like a flush down, boom. Otherwise it's probably gonna break the range, retest it, continue. It's looking more bullish to me. Tomorrow's NFP will be the main factor though of how this really moves, because tomorrow's NFP is critical for the US dollar, right? It's going to impact the USD, and it's forecasted to be negative. If it comes out negative, that could influence gold to push up more. If it's close to what's being forecasted tomorrow, then that'll have a negative impact on the US dollar. So if it's close to the forecast, you could expect more gold bullish. Like it's forecasted that. And I think that's why gold has been mainly going up all week. But dollar has been rising the entire week right now, whereas gold's been going up. So the dollar might be setting up for a reversal if the forecast comes in as it's expected or close to it. As you see, the dollar is trading pretty high now at the end of the week. So it might be a reversal on the dollar tomorrow, and that could still influence gold to go up more. It's still in an uptrend. Like look at the weekly. So like when you look at candlesticks, guys, like if you look at last week closed bullish, right? This week's continuing that momentum. Now if you go to the daily and you look at these two bearish candles and you have this green candle, after that green candle we're going up. If you drop it down to the 4 hour now, you have market structure, and you can still see the same market structure on the daily time frame. You have this up move, pullback, up move, right? You can see some market structure there. So it's been overall bullish. Buys have been the better play to look for this week. Even at the beginning of the week in Discord, guys, I mentioned the only thing I was really looking for this week on gold. Literally what I wrote for beginning of the week played out perfectly. I had two good charts this week. They both played out pretty solid. 2645, 2646. I said 2650. I mentioned 2650 a couple times beginning of the week. Or a couple charts. I put a GBP USD chart in there too for sells beginning of the week. We'll have to see tomorrow's NFP, but for what price is looking like right now, looks more bullish. I think I'm following more of like the plan from this still. I think it's still gonna continue that move. Yeah, with gold, the reason I like gold is because a lot of when and what. So we talked about when, like we could see 1, 2, 3, 4 retracements around the same time. But it's also how they happen. So it's how they happen as well. So when you look at the market, it's pushing up, going down, pushing up. So resistance is made. If you're new and you're studying support and resistance, most traders will look at resistance like this, maybe like a double top, right? There's different variations of resistance. You could have more of a resistance looking like something like this, right? Where it sweeps the top. Or in an uptrend, something like this. Same thing, like sweeping the top, going above the high. Typically when you breach above a high, when you break through a high, right? That's where you're gonna make the next resistance, right? When you're breaking above it, shortly after that is what you can anticipate. That's how price typically behaves. So that's where you get resistance coming in. So when you look at gold, what do you see here? With these highs that are coming in around the same time, they're all going higher than the previous, right? So there's where new supply or new resistance is coming in, right? The next thing is how the market's trading before, right? Like it's understanding like the time before. If you're looking at London session, 3 a.m. London session. So there's some different factors here, but even London session before the retracements is bullish. So if you're looking at those yellow lines I marked are London session. What's the market doing in London session this whole week? Bullish in London, retraces in New York, but that retracement that's happening this week is just setting up for the buy, right? Bullish in London, retracement in New York. Bullish in London, retracement in New York. Bullish in London 4 times this week. 4 times this week, London bullish and then New York bearish. You can see that. Today was a bit slower retracement compared to the last 3. So it's how it's delivered into the time too. It's London's bullish, New York's bearish. London bullish, New York bearish. Around the time. You can look at market structure. And you can see the market's making what we call higher highs. If you're new and this stuff seems advanced, check out some of the videos on my channel. Look at that, we just dropped the news one 19 minutes ago. Make sure you guys watch that after this session. I got a few more things to go over. 19 minutes ago. That right there is your pre-NFP, your NFP prep. Watch that video and you should get a good idea of how to approach NFP tomorrow, but we're also going to be live for NFP. Like if you're new and some of this stuff is, maybe you're a new trader, like type in the chat if you're a new trader or how long you guys have been trading for. Like what's your experience level? Like for me, it's been 10 years. So has it been 3 months? Has it been 6 months? Has it been a year? Type in the chat for me how long you guys been trading for. Like if you're new, a good video on what I'm talking about right now is trend breakdown right there. The market structure video. If you're new to trading, you're like, what's this guy talking about? Market structure, higher highs, and some of the terms here. Four months, new, 1 year, 4 years, like 6 years, but day trading 1 year, nice. Few months. How many minutes do you scalp gold? Well, a scalp could be 5 minutes. It's when you get that reaction. Like if you're scalping, like it can be when you get that price reaction of what you anticipate at that price level. Like if you're in a scalp could be anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, not long. It could be really when you get that reaction and you go and profit. You get that good 20, 30 pip reaction, quick reaction, in and out. It doesn't have to be looked at more as hours. Like some traders like to scalp more of like, okay, 2 hours. If you're looking at sessions, say you're looking at sells this morning. Like this morning, you're like, okay, I'm gonna sell gold at this price level, 26.75. I'm gonna see if by the end of the session it makes the move. That's kind of like a session trade. Sort of like a scalp, I would say. It's not that long, but you could catch a bigger move. It's not that long in terms of time. But scalping is when you're really looking at like a 5-minute chart even, right? And if you mark every $5 on gold, I was talking a bit about this morning, and probably next week on one of these sessions at nighttime, we'll do a full training on this. I haven't done a big training on this. I would literally need to just dedicate a whole day to do that or something. Make like a boot camp on that or something, but it would take me a bit of time to do that, fully teach it. But real quick, like if you're scalping gold, 5-minute chart, right? And you're looking for quick reactions at prices, because gold often reacts off of pretty much every $5. So when it comes down to scalping, it's like, if I can get that quick reaction where it's like I'm in profit, I can get out quick. I like to call it pip and dip. You can use every $5 to find those types of areas where price is most likely to react for a quick scalp. In the session, you're watching gold, because gold's really volatile. What's Bitcoin doing at the moment? Came down to 90 almost, 91. We'll look at Bitcoin real quick, but I wanted to look at XRP real quick, do an update on that. I've been seeing a lot of news circulate on that. I don't know if it's all true or not. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of this whole like Bank of America stuff pop up with XRP. Don't know how true all that is. Got to do some more research on that and see what's going on. But I've been seeing a lot of like bank companies talks with XRP, Bank of America. That's circulating, going around. Maybe that's true or not, but we'll do a quick little XRP update here as well in a minute before we get off. Let's see. So scalping, do you mainly trade gold on? Yeah, if I'm scalping, 5-minute charts. I like to start doing my analysis on the top, right? Like going into this week, it was really clear to see we were gonna get like a daily uptrend, maybe some swings for bullish movements. Should have held all my trades this week. Would have been a great week. It was a good week for the account size. I started with an $8,000 account this week, and now it's at 14,500. So I'll take it. Could have been at like 20K, but it is what it is. If I held just a couple of trades a little longer. But yeah, I start with like 8,200 in my account this week. Now it's at $14,520. So that's a decent little flip that gives me some room for next week, you know, as well, or maybe even tomorrow, NFP. We'll see. See if I can scale that account up, withdraw it, buy some more Bitcoin. That's what I like to do. So my goal, like I like to start accounts, flip them, withdraw, buy more Bitcoin, and then from there maybe, like let's say I put 8K, like this week I had 8,000 in an account. Now it's at 14,500. Decent flip for the week so far. I could have been at like 20K or 8,200. Could have been at like 20K by now if I held just a couple more buys, honestly, a little longer. If I have a week like this, let's say, what I do is I'll just withdraw in Bitcoin, hold it in Bitcoin, start the next week up with maybe like 5K, 6K, however I'm feeling, and to try to do another flip. Because my goal is to just accumulate Bitcoin. It's what I've been doing for the last like 6 years, is just accumulating Bitcoin. That's what I've been doing since 8 years ago. But 8 years ago, I only had so much, 8 years ago, I only knew how much I knew. I first bought Bitcoin at $1,200, but mind you, at the time, I probably had $1,200 to my name. So it was pretty much like an all-in invest. Like, mind you, at that time, I probably had like $2,000 to my name, not $1,200. When I first bought Bitcoin at $1,200, Mind you, at the time though, wasn't as experienced, and probably was worth like $2,000 at the time. But let me tell you, that started everything. It was a big start in the journey. Yeah, 5-minute. Really, like, I'm pretty diverse. What you'll get to know with me is I'm pretty diverse. I can look at daily charts, 4-hour charts. I can look at 1 hour, and I can scalp on a 5-minute, and I can go down to a 1 minute, right? I'm pretty diverse because, again, I've been trading a lot. I've done live trading. I've done a lot of I've had a lot of experience in the market, a lot of pressure experience in the market too, in my years. So pretty diverse. I can do a mix of things. Sometimes it depends on the week, the plan for the week, the account size I'm starting with for the week, what count I'm trading, how much I'm risking if I'm just trying to do like a really big trade and go like a heavy risk, one hit, one trade, type of thing. I'll usually have different plans for myself in the week. 2670 holding right now. Little good level for scalping right here, but I'd like to see more of like a flush out going into London session, and maybe like 2665, like one of you guys mentioned in the chat. Even I saw asking about 2665, maybe a bounce from there. If you study gold, guys, every $5, that's what I would do if you're new. I have some videos on it on the YouTube. Put some horizontal lines on your trading view. Go to gold, right? Gold might be kind of scary. I remember when I first started trading, everyone was scared of gold. It was like, oh, gold, don't touch gold. Or GBP Japan, that was another pair. Everyone was like, oh, don't mess around with those pairs. But if you get to understand them more, I think you can eliminate that fear that a lot of traders have maybe in the beginning of trading something like gold or even like GBP Japan. That's another one that is pretty volatile in Forex. What you could do to understand gold more is what I just done, guys. For those of you guys asking some questions on scalping and how do I mark levels, put every $5 like I'm doing. Copy me tonight, study it, even this weekend, right? When you have time, when the market's closed. So there's maybe no pressure to enter anything. But really, what you can do even is watch the market real time in certain sessions, like London session, maybe New York session, or when you have time. This is a good way to study gold and understand its price reactions, where it reacts. You'll pretty much notice a lot of reactions at these $5 levels, right? Where a lot of support or resistance or breakouts come. Can be good for scalping or even bigger moves, right? Doesn't just have to be scalping, but it can be really good for scalping and bigger moves in the market. You could target, like gold is good to target maybe like a $5 distance, $5 to $10 even when you're scalping or day trading. You can see the market, for instance, reacts here, 2650, goes down, 2645, back to 2645, but then we have a breakout that pushes up close to 2650. And then you could see how price comes back to 2645, and then eventually again pushing back to 2650 here. And then we come all the way back down to 2645 here. We actually break a bit underneath it, a bit of a pullback to it. And look at small break and retest. That comes close back down to here. So you can see a lot happening at these $5 levels with price, even this morning. So like for instance, this morning, I was talking about 2675, right? See the sell-off we had? Boom, this morning, 2675. Yeah, sorry, right here. But look at yesterday where the market's pushing. You see a lot of action, so let's zoom in right here since this is yesterday. Like, comes close to here. It probably would have touched that. Breaks above, pushes back. Right here, look, this is scalping action right here. With scalping, it's a lot of price action. Market structure, candlesticks, whole numbers. you use the prices as kind of guidelines to look at entries, or okay, where price, okay, like here for instance, you got 2660, pushes up through 2660, almost $5, pulls back, right? So there's good scalping action is like using these prices, maybe trying to catch these quick moves in and out. If you watch gold at different times, you'll see a lot of this action happen every day. Right now it looks like 2670 holding. There is a bull flag right now. Right, like right now price is in a bullish flag, suggesting maybe there's a breakout wanting to push up as well. Another thing I wanted to cover on this session, let me check the chat. I remember you talking about book, had to do with candles. I'll show you. So that's this. So if you go in the Discord and you go to where it says resources, investing, and you go to books, you'll see up here the Candlestick Trading Bible. So you click that, it looks like this. It's pretty long, so I can't go through it all right now, but I can give you a little basis of it. Candlestick patterns, like just understanding the basis of candlestick patterns, candlestick closures, because these, I would say, and I have a lot of recorded videos on this that I haven't released. Like I have like a lot of videos that I've made on these topics, like over like 50 hours of content and recorded videos on these types of topics, on how I look at the market too. Gives you a basis of like the common like how candlesticks are patterns, like a singular how a singular candlestick or a formation of candlesticks, singular, double, or triple candlesticks can act as one singular pattern, basically, right? A candlestick itself can be a pattern. Like a candlestick itself can represent a support or resistance, an accumulation, right, in price, a phase, a multitude, like a more than one candlestick, a multitude of them could represent a bigger pattern or a specific pattern. So this is a really good, I would say, really good book. Like, and it's not on your smart money stuff. Like I know these days everybody's like really glued to like smart money concepts, right? Those work, institutional concepts, right? I think before you try to become like one of those traders, you want to go through like the basics of how candlesticks work, understand sessions, timing, and a lot of other practical things before you jump to like all that stuff. This is a good book, someone asked. Yeah, gold still looks bullish. Remember, if NFP comes out, which is forecasted tomorrow to be bearish, you come out as forecasted or close to it, gold will probably shoot right up. And typically, if you study gold, guys, note this down. So you could look at it tonight. Note this down right now. If you look at gold, pretty much January, February, March, most years, like go to gold's chart, go back 20 years. You can go back 30 years. And look at gold's chart. And go look at like December, January, February, or January, February, March. You'll often see gold tends to be more bullish in the beginning of the year, the first quarter of the year. So maybe that's even a catalyst to pay attention to going into January, the rest of the month. Especially like if tomorrow's NFP is negative. If tomorrow's NFP comes out close to forecasted, then that could probably increase gold. So with what I just said, a lot of times around this time of the year, gold's bullish. If we get a negative NFP tomorrow, that could maybe inject gold being more bullish this time of the year. Have to see tomorrow. Like, I'll be live tomorrow. There's a lot of time. There's still like 11 hours until NFP. So a lot of price movement, like London sessions coming. Right now, both legs breaking out. If you're able to get above, like I wrote in the Discord, if you look at what I wrote, above 2675, you'll get more. Like it's a key level there, 2675. Above there, you'll get probably more continuation. I would have liked to see 2665 or even a little bit lower for a retest tonight. 2665, that candle. 2662 area. That would have been nice. 2665, it looks like we're pushing towards that. Like, you could try to play if price breaks above here, you're looking for break and retest continuation. Something like that. Above 2665. Personally, I wanted to see if price could come down more. Like, I caught some good moves this week, so I'm not rushing anything. I'm not chasing price, FOMOing in. Personally, I want to see like this area. Break and retest. I've noticed you wait for break and retest of a higher low, and then you buy or sell on the retest, right? Yeah, if I could spot that, right? I have a few different plays. Yeah, well, just stay in the Discord, guys. Just stay prepared. Just come on these sessions. If you're a trader too, these sessions are for you. I'm telling you. If you know gold, these sessions will help you. Discord's in the chat. Check the pin post in the chat. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember to subscribe. What daily habits did you form to become a better trader? Just showing up every day. I think you got to treat trading like a job, not a hobby. So the overall key is showing up every day. You want to show up every day, right? Like a job. Think about your 9 to 5. If you work a 9 to 5, for instance, I used to. So what do you do at a job to get paid? You show up every day, right? To get paid, you got to show up every day. I think that's one of the main things to install is showing up every single day, no matter how you're feeling, right? Staying educated and not thinking you know everything as well. Sharpening your sword. So like I got into the mindset of treating it like a job, like, because like I used to work 10, 12 hours a day, every single day of the week, like 60 plus hours a week at the most, every week for 4 years straight. So that's showing up, right? You go to work every day, you get paid to show up, right? In the markets, you don't necessarily get paid to show up every day, right? Your week, the thing about trading is your week can get made in 2 days. Your job is, right? Your job is Monday to Friday, right? I'm not knocking the job, keep the job, right? That pays you for showing up every day. Trading week is different. Trading, you show up every day, not necessarily to get paid. You could have 2 profitable days in the week, and that makes your week. And you're like, I'm good for the week. I just got paid. But you show up every day to find those maybe 2 really good days or those 3 really good days. Some weeks could be like this week where there's like 4 setups in the week where it's like, whoa, boom, 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 a lot of action. Some weeks less, some weeks more. But your week can get made by showing up every day. You show up every day. You show up Monday. You show up Tuesday. A lot of times by Wednesday you could be done for the week, and that's your week. You have your job, right? You work. A trading week may be different. Whereas you show up every day, but you could be profitable by Wednesday, right? Tomorrow's NFP. A lot of traders are profitable, and they're saying there's like a lot of traders at my level might make the decision to say, you know what, tomorrow's NFP, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm going to call it a week. I'll just come back to the charts next week. Not even worry about what NFP does. Not even look at the charts. There's a lot of traders who have that type of discipline that are at high levels that work with a lot of money, right? That maybe don't want something like this. It's news, but some traders call it noise, right? It's news. Some traders call it noise. So those types of traders are the ones to say, you know what, I had a good week. I don't care what NFP does. It won't make my week. It won't make my month. It won't make my year. It's just another day, a part of the market. I'll see what the market looks like on Sunday, Monday. So I mean, that's a different that's a different discipline as well when it comes to even these big news events that every single trader wants to trade. Because what most traders are gonna do, and that's why what you got to do after this session, guys, watch this video. Like right when you get off, watch this, because it talks about what every trader does before a news event. Every trader is gonna be sitting there waiting to push the button at 8:30 because they want to catch that move. That's not what professionals really do, right? Unless you're like at a high level and you're just high frequency, quick in and out, like that's not really what we do. We wait. This video that we just dropped is gonna go over that. Dropped it 19 minutes ago. That's a solid video. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch that before tomorrow's NFP. I'll put in the chat right now. Watch this video. Trust. Cabs are here. You guys will see in the Discord, you guys will see I'll be sending my markups, my analysis, even signals in there as well. Almost 1 year, 2 years, 2 years, 5 years. Nice. 11 months, 1 year. Some new traders. Thoughts on Euro Japan? Maybe I can take a look at it. So if I'm, yeah, so kind of, I see you asking the same questions on scalping. Like today, like for instance, looking for sells in New York session. So I'm like, okay, within the opening hours, it should drop. Like if I'm looking, let's say it's something like this coming in a New York session. I'm not gonna hold that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours to try to get that move in the session. But with gold, a lot of times it can make its move and then you get out. It's kind of like, okay, this was around, what time was this? 8:53 in the morning. So it's like, okay, if this doesn't do anything by 11 a.m., then I know maybe I can exit the trade, whether it's a loss, whether that's a small loss or a small profit or in profit or at a negative. I like to treat the market because I like to go to the market and, okay, I'm risking this at this time. I'm risking $2,000. I'm risking $1,000. I'm risking $3,000. Or maybe I'm risking $500 at this time. That's how I kind of look at the market more is, okay, I have a setup. I'm going to risk $500 on this setup. Here's my target, or I'm going to hold it for this amount of time and see what reaction the market gives me based on also even some confirmations. I'll usually kind of coordinate a risk that is kind of in the time window like that. Like I went light today. I went too light today. I only had like a small risk today. I put a screenshot. I went pretty light. I should have went full lot today, but it was sells. It was the first sell I took this week. Yeah, I'm gonna share stuff in Discord. I'm just looking at the chat. USD CAD's probably gonna be spicy tomorrow. But yeah, what other habits did I install? Well, I want to show you the blueprints. I have some mindset and stuff here. Let me show you some stuff that it says here. So, little things. Over time, like, these are things I worked on. Controlling my emotions, avoid over trading, sticking to a plan. So, making a plan. In the beginning, most traders don't create a plan. So that probably took me a long time to do. And I think in the beginning, that's something most traders don't do, is kind of develop a trading plan. This is why you see me, I'll talk a lot about time of the day on these sessions, when things happen, so you can plan more around, okay, the market usually does this at this time. I can plan more around that. So a lot of traders don't really make a plan in the beginning because they want their plan to be really perfect. They don't know where to start. It's more like, it has to be perfect. I got to make sure the plan's perfect. You kind of just want to start really simple, kind of like your job when you go to work. What time you're going to be going to work and what you're going to be trading, right? And then you know some practical strategies that could happen. It's really simple when it comes to planning. Like I said, showing up every day at the same time, maybe just trading the same pair for a while and getting used to that. I would journal your trades, track your mistakes. If you make any mistakes, learn from them, right? I think something in trading and a reason why a lot of traders don't succeed and people don't succeed in trading is because they don't learn from their mistakes. If you're on at the beginning of this session, I said, it's not all about the charts. We're going to be doing these sessions daily. We're going to be covering gold, covering the crypto market, key trade setups. There's going to be a lot of value packed, but one of the other things we're going to be talking about on these sessions is mindset, right? Mindset tips and discipline tips. Because again, like I said, success in trading is not just all about the charts. It's keeping your emotions and mindsets in check. I would say if you have a bad week, let's say you have a bad day. Maybe you had a bad day. Maybe you had a bad week, or maybe it was a bad month. It's not the end of the world. Trust me, I've had, I'm where I am because of all my bad days, right? For me, I've failed so much. I've made so many mistakes that I only know how to succeed, right? That's the point I got to, is I made so many mistakes that I know how to succeed, right? So trading, when you make mistakes, or maybe when you go through one of those experiences, maybe you'll feel emotionally impacted by it. It's okay to take a break. Take a break from the charts, take a week off, regain your energy, get back in the mood, get back in the groove, hit the gym or something, right? It's okay to take a break if you ever have a bad experience. That's normal. Even at this level, I was talking about this morning, I don't like to trade from end of November all the way to January because I like to take a break, because you preserve energy when you take some breaks as well and you get back into the rhythm of things. So I have some things written here in mindset, and I'm going to add more as we go. There's a reason I'm putting all these in here, right? Same with blueprints, because I'm making videos on every single one of these for you guys, and I'm going to put them in the Discord maybe later on in the year. It's going to take me a long time to make all the videos because they're going to be really, really in-depth and have a lot of value in them, and they're going to be longer than the videos you see on my YouTube. So all of these are just some things I'll be adding, right? Let me check the chat, and then we'll do XRP update. Yeah, gold, that bull flags. So one last thing I want to note here about gold, the retracement we got. Again, you could see the recovery it made. It's similar, you get retracement, recovery. It's still trying to hold that. If we look at every other retracement, recovery goes higher, retracement, recovery goes higher. It looks like it's still trying to hold that to me. XRP update real quick. Any last questions? We'll probably wrap the stream up in the next 15 minutes or so, but let's go over XRP because this chart looks interesting. There's been a lot of news on XRP lately, the CEO of Ripple meeting with Donald Trump. I don't know, a lot of this type of stuff going around. I don't know how true this one is, this type of stuff here, right here, this whole thing.
It is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it, and there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out. So.
I don't know how true that is, and that's not the CEO of Bank of America. It's just a CEO, this guy, David, whatever. You can see what he says
Another
here.
one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it, and there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out. So
Interesting. That was on Fox Business. There's a lot of this news circulating, and there's been a big crypto dip, right? Like Bitcoin had a big drop. XRP, I mean, it's kind of been chilling when you really look at it. Like it hasn't as much, and there's been a lot of news with XRP. If you look at the chart right now, it looks interesting how the chart's looking. It's been pretty, while a lot of things have been really down, this hasn't so much. If you look at the chart, it's been staying above that $2 pretty steady. All right. So I'm wondering, do we maintain above that $2, maybe 180 support area here until January 20th, or maybe even after January 20th? Now, why January 20th? That's when Trump takes office, the official day that Donald Trump takes office, steps into office. So that's pretty much the big day that crypto traders in the markets are waiting for. That's why we're seeing a lot of the volatility and movement we're seeing right now in the markets. But there is a direct correlation. We went over it this morning on the session with U.S. elections and the inauguration. We can see when it comes down to previous cycles. So this is interesting. Is this setting up again, looking back at Bitcoin's price action during the U.S. elections? Put the music back on a little bit. I like to have a little chill. So yeah, looking back with the U.S. elections and the inauguration, we see a recurring pattern in 2016 and in 2020. Bitcoin experienced a steady rise in both years, and then after the inauguration, more of an explosive price surge. So maybe the same thing setting up again for January 20th this year. Maybe potentially from now until January 20th, you'll probably see a lot of price action on Bitcoin. Like from now until January 20th, it could drop more, but for now it's holding above $90,000. XRP looks interesting. My question now is, when I'm looking at the XRP chart, is this setting out for a breakout maybe to $3? And that's like your next target, maybe $3, $3.20 on XRP. Is this setting up for a breakout, or does this hold above $2 as well and keep going? The chart looks interesting on XRP. Like it's when I look at all the other major cryptos, they've flushed out a lot more in comparison to XRP. Obviously, it's had some dip, but when you look at all the other cryptos, it's been holding up more. So potentially setting out for more of a breakout soon, maybe even January 20th. Let's check the chat out here. How do you use Fibonacci? I'll have to go over that on another session. Do you mean the indicators you use? Man, I'm going to be going over everything on these sessions. Just stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot of stuff I'm going to be going over on these sessions. Indicators, strategies, and more. What about after the first 100 days? I think that's when we look at, I'm thinking more of like what happened 4 years ago, like new peak in March, potentially. Every March, like if you zoom in here, right here, this is March. See this right here? That's March, right there. That's like right before April. This dip. It doesn't look like much, but in terms of percentage, that would have been a lot at the time. And then March on the picture on the right is the top here, the peak. So I'm thinking like if price does what it's done, then in March we're at a new peak. With all the news circulating this, like I don't know how true this is, but there is other companies too apparently using XRP. More than just Bank of America. There's a lot more news circulating XRP. The chart, I'll show you what I see on the chart. And I think tomorrow will be an interesting day for every market because of NFP. But like basically if we go here, this is what I see on the chart. You look at this pattern, for instance, here. Maybe we'll have to see it on a 1 hour a little more clear down here. See this pattern here or right here? I don't know if your eyes, type in the chat if you guys can see what I see here. Like the same pattern there. Now, right now we're getting just a bigger one. It's forming now on the daily. Like, it's just kind of one of those sideways patterns. You can see when this thing started really moving over here. If I go to I'm gonna go to the 4 hour now, and now the daily, and you can see we're like building up in this shape here, this pattern above $2, right? So $2 is holding. If we stay above $2, you know, between now, January 20th, maybe after January 20th, it booms. Maybe January 20th, after that's the date where we get that breakout of this pattern. But so far, and when you look at whole numbers are great. Look at $2, right? When I do my crypto trainings and my crypto boot camps and everything, my gold boot camps on these streams, like I teach you guys a lot about whole numbers on these streams. $2 XRP, you can see a couple of retests there already. One here, 2, 3. So that would be obviously a strong area of demand. But price could just break out before then if crypto market wants to recover, right? If Bitcoin recovers with the way this has been trading, it'll go up. If Bitcoin recovers, this will end up pushing up. But that area may be where there's a lot of demand, right? If price is able to push down into there one more time. You can see that $2 has been holding. I don't know if you guys can see the pattern. I see. But yeah, guys, leave a like on this stream if you guys are enjoying it. If you guys wanted me to keep doing these sessions, leave a like here, drop a comment. Remember to leave a like. It'll help the channel. That's all I ask. Drop a like, keep viewing. Hope you guys got some value on this session so far. Solana, so our prediction for BTC, Solana, XRP, gold for 2026. Whoa, that's a little far. The market's gone up a lot. Like my plan is to sell a lot of my crypto in March, this coming March, depending on, like, I want to see where we are in March. And then from there, see what happens. My plan is to kind of see, I don't care what prices we're at. It's just like I want to sell some in March, especially if we're trading higher. And then just sit on my hands. Now I'm holding 25 coins. And if you guys want me to, maybe tomorrow we'll go over some coins I'm holding. I'm holding a lot of coins. There's a lot of coins I'm holding right now for alt season. Jasmy's a good one. If you look into Jasmy, that's a really good coin that you could look into. If you like altcoins, something maybe to hold longer term. For alt season, this is a good coin. Look into it though. If you look at the Jasmy team, go look up the team, the Jasmy team. It's a solid team. I'll put some information on Jasmy tonight in the Discord. Jasmy's pretty solid. It's a solid team. I mean, behind it, a lot of people that used to work with Sony. And some people that started with Sony, former like CEO of Sony, CFO. Solana I think will be big this run. And I know a lot of people are like hating it because how much it's going down, but Solana's under $200, not for long, just for now. Remember, there's big Solana ETF news coming up, right? Where is it? I think I put it in crypto news. Yeah, crypto news. Deadline approaching for multiple ETF approvals. The countdown is on. Several ETF approvals are on the horizon, including the Solana ETF. So first deadline set, January 25. I think January 23rd is the first one. So we got some good news coming for Solana. And other ETFs like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But There's more for Solana, and this is like some of the first Solana baskets coming out. Like you see here, Solana, VanEck, 21 shares, Canary, Bitwise, Grayscale. So that's the big news, which is close, which is after when Trump gets, into office. I don't think Trump stepping into office is going to be an event that just boom takes the market up. We could still go down, but it's more the weeks after that. If you look at this chart, it's more the weeks after that. We could still go down, like look before. We could still go down more. So weeks before. Solana looks good though. Like I think Solana, I have a demand zone down here. Like you could be, depends on how you're trading it. If you're trading it leverage, it's good buys setting up, I think, with like a liquidation price probably down here or a risk point down here. If you're looking at like leverage buys and trying to hold a swing, potentially, right? The ETF news, depending on what happens with the ETFs though. Remember what happened with Bitcoin ETFs, depending on what happens with all this ETF news, it could drive the price like way more to like $400 or $500. I think $300 is doable. But with all the ETF news, it's gonna bring more demand to like probably like $500 on Solana. A lot of people are speculating, like most people's maximum target for Solana is 750 to 1,000. So I know most people are expecting like $1,000 Solana this run, 750 to 1,000. So I'm gonna be like more, okay, since most people are expecting 1,000, I'm gonna say 500 is doable. And even if it goes to 500, that's blessed. Yeah, like it depends on how you're trading it. Like if you're trying to hold it and have like a far stop loss so you don't get liquidated, because there could be a lot of action in here, you could still go down to this demand zone here. But that's what's coming in a couple weeks. Like I think Solana, soon, there's setups coming for crypto like soon, whether it's this coming weeks. You'd have to, like, if you're trading it on leverage, you have a lot of room to start looking for entries and have far liquidation prices on certain things. Like Ethereum, I'm loading up buys on Ethereum right now, but my liquidation price is way down here right now. Or probably even a bit further, actually, like 8. Yeah, like my liquidation price right now is like down here right now. Eventually I'm going to move it up, like maybe in the next week. Like I'm starting entries in here for Ethereum, and I'm just trying to hold it until February, March. Maybe price comes into here more. You could see a previous resistance. If there's more of a flush out, if crypto can have one more flush out. Like we've seen a big dip, and now a lot of people are stepping in for buys because price has lowered. But there could still be one more flush out before Trump's inauguration. There could be one more flush out. And then weeks after that, it'd probably recover that and then go into a new peak. Probably like 120. That's what I think. I'm just following previous cycle patterns. There could be one more flush out though. But like I said, if you guys enjoyed the stream, if you guys want me to keep doing this every day, make sure to drop a like. Make sure to drop a like, guys. Drop a comment. Like all the videos. Drop comments on the videos. Whatever you can do to support the channel. Back to all-time high. That's a tricky one. Remember, this is going to be like, this is like bull run under Trump, which has a really bullish crypto administration. So alt season might be interesting. That's why I like to say, like, okay, in March, like Jasmy's a coin. Jasmy's an altcoin, so it'll have probably a February, March, April run. Like if you look at Jasmy last February, like, so Jasmy will run. Like if you look at last year, Jasmy went up February, March, and then it chilled, and then it went up again. Like Jasmy's gonna run like similar to like it did last year, and then finish the year higher. But there's gonna be these big pullbacks in between. You're gonna get like 2 big pullbacks in between where it will lose. So Jasmy will run up like February, March. Who knows? Honestly, like with alt season, who knows where prices will be in February, March? They could be all-time highs or halfway there, right? It'll probably have, yeah, like this thing will move again February, March. Like it just made a higher high. So if you look, it's correcting, setting up again for like a February, March run. Depends on how long you're trying to hold it. If you're holding it till like 2020, end of 2025, then yeah, potentially. But I'm probably gonna March, when March comes, if Bitcoin's at a new peak in March, that's when I'm gonna start DCAing out. So there's DCAing in, then there's DCAing out of price. If Bitcoin's at a new peak in March, that's probably when I'm gonna start doing that. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like. We're gonna wrap it up here. What's my opinion on prop firms? I mean, they're good. Like, if someone like me who has experience, has made mistakes, blown some accounts, I have emotional intelligence, yeah, I could take advantage of the money. But maybe like in the beginning, you should start building a tolerance for risk. I would say in the beginning, we're going to wrap it up in a couple minutes. I'll just answer some last questions here that I see in the chat. In the beginning, I would develop emotional intelligence. Start with a $50 account. Your own real money. Your own real money, right? Because I can deposit $5K in an account and make $2,000 today and withdraw it. Get my money tomorrow. And it's my money. That's the skill set right there you want. Prop firms are good. You can take advantage of them. There's, I don't bash on them, but I think they can make you take steps back if you're not maybe approaching them with really good discipline, right? And you have, good experience, because with the way I trade, I can be messy. I'll be honest, I can be a little messy at times and make my own rules, right? So prop firms, they all have their own rules, right? Which may limit you in some circumstances, right? So to each their own. I think you want to develop emotional intelligence, because if you're going to a $50,000 trading account, now you're going to be risking $500 to $1,000 a trade. If you're not used to maybe losing $100, you might not, losing that money might not be a normal feeling to you. So you may have to get used to that. So I think it's good to build emotional intelligence, even just trying to do the idea of account increase. Let's say you take $100 to $200 in a month. You increase your capital. That's the job you're trying to do. That's a good job, right? Whether that took you a month, a couple weeks, right? Get into the habit of maybe risking something. Or what I like to do, some weeks, I'll load up $1,000 in an account, or I'll load up $5,000 in an account. And I'm saying, I'm trying to flip this account. If I lose it, so be it. That was my risk. Find a number you can risk. Find a number that's like, okay, I have a $50 account this week. I'm gonna go balls to the walls. Not financial advice, just education. My opinion, right? I'm not trying to give financial advice here. Just my opinion, right? Take this as a blueprint. Take what you need from it. Discard the rest, right? Not financial advice. Work at your own tolerance level. Find that tolerance level, because everybody's might be different. Maybe one week you say, I'm gonna start with $50 and see what I can do this week. Test my abilities. That's gonna help you gain risk tolerance, right? And when it comes to trades, it's like, I'll share on the screen for a bit. Maybe like you start 1 week with a $50 account and you're like, you know what? can you afford, because trading is a business, right? And it's a cost of operation. So what is your cost of operation? Maybe it's $50 a week. Maybe you're going to risk $50 a week to try to finish the week at 120. Or maybe you're trying to risk $50 a week to finish the week at 150. Or maybe one week you bang out maybe you have a fire week and you risk $50 in the week and you're at 200 at the end of the week. Or maybe it's weak, because trading is a business, right? There's cost of operation in your trades, right? How much are you going to risk per trade, right? That's the cost of operation, right? You want to find a fine balance between it's risky, but I can afford to lose it, and I can continue risking this. It's not too little, but it's more, I don't want to say too much. There's a fine balance, not too small, but maybe it's a little bit outside my comfort zone. Maybe it's a little bit more risk. A fine balance between it's not too small, not too big. I can afford to keep doing this risk. Maybe you're going to risk $100 a week so you can finish the week at $300 on the week. Something like that, like finding an appetite for risk. If you go straight to funded accounts, you don't really have that emotional intelligence and that appetite for risk yet, or that risk tolerance. If you go straight to it, right? I would maybe start on a small account, $50, $100. Learn the lot sizing, learn pips, kind of build your own experience first. And I'll be honest, this might sound bad, the last part. This might sound bad, but blow an account. Experience that. Whether it's a $20, $50. I don't want to say blow it like purposely, but like have those experiences, because you don't want to go to a funded account and have those experiences there and then learn. You don't want to make your mistakes necessarily on a fund. Like, there's less risk doing it on a funded account, I guess, but you have to pay to do it again. I mean, if you have a $20 trading account and you're trading it for a month and you lose $20 in the month, you lost $20. But if you lost your funded account, you lost your funded account, right? You got to start over, right? If you have a $50 account, it's a $50 account. So it's the cost of operation. Remember that. But yeah, I think we're good for the day, guys. We're gonna be on tomorrow morning. I'll share in the Discord. So go in the Discord. We're gonna wrap it up. Drop a like on this stream if you enjoyed this session, guys. More likes I see, that'll fire me up, and I'll keep doing these sessions more. Remember to send those likes out. It helps the channel grow. That's all I ask. These sessions will be free all 2025. We're going all 2025. But yeah, we'll be on tomorrow morning. Peace out, peace out. We're going to wrap it up for the day here.